I canceled my date because my sister dumped her kids on me. So I finally snapped. Here's how it all began. My mom didn't yell. She didn't slam doors. She didn't even sigh dramatically like she usually did when she wanted to guilt trip me. She just crossed her arms, looked at me with that I know better expression, and said, "You owe your sister this. She's overwhelmed. Be a good daughter." I stared at her, then at Lily, my little sister, who was stood behind Mom with 2 toddlers attached to her legs like vines, one crying, one sticky, both exhausted. And something inside me, something small and quiet that had been drowning for years, finally surfaced. No anger, no rage, just one clear thought. If I don't stop this now, I will disappear. I didn't fight. I didn't cry. I didn't try to convince anyone. I simply opened my laptop, typed a few lines, and sent the family a babysitting invoice. Nobody was ready for what came next. My name is Emily. I'm 29. I live alone, pay my own bills, have a full-time job in digital marketing, and eat sad leftovers at 10 p.m. More nights than I'd like to admit. Lily is 22, technically an adult. Emotionally, a delicate middle schooler trapped in a grown-up body. She's the girl who cries if someone uses the wrong tone. The girl who still brings her laundry to Mom. The girl who posts "I'm overwhelmed" on Instagram like it's a personality trait. Growing up, the roles in our house were never spoken, but they were ironclad. I was the capable one. Lily was the protected one. I learned to cook, clean, manage my own school forms, help with hers, hide my tears, and swallow disappointment. Lily learned one thing. If she cried, someone would rescue her. I have this one memory burned into my brain. I was 12, bleeding from my leg after falling off my bike. Mom walked right past me, not even a glance, because Lily, age 5, was sobbing over a spilled ice cream. That's our childhood summarized perfectly. My pain muted, her discomfort amplified. Nothing changed when we became adults. The problems just got bigger. When Lily had her first baby, everyone acted like I'd also signed up to parent him. "She's young. Help her adjust. You're so responsible, Em. She needs you. You're practically the second mom." I didn't feel like a second mom. I felt like a seatbelt, constantly preventing a crash. The request started harmless. "Can you watch him for 20 minutes? I need to grab something in just an hour. Traffic is crazy. Can you please stay until I'm back?" 20 minutes became 2 hours. 2 hours became afternoons. Afternoons turned into entire days. By the time her second baby was born, I wasn't helping. I was the unofficial backup parent. But I never said no. Not once. Because a part of me, the tired, conditioned older daughter part, believed that if I stopped being useful, I'd stop being valued. The breaking point came on a Thursday. I hadn't been on a real date in years. Work, burnout, babysitting. It all consumed me. Then I met Dave. Gentle smile, warm eyes, a voice that felt like a soft blanket. For the first time in so long, someone made me feel seen. We texted for weeks, shared jokes, late night memes, easy conversation. He asked me out. I said yes before I could talk myself out of it. I got off work early that day, curled my hair, put on a navy dress that made me feel like the version of myself I used to be, the one with dreams and energy and hope. At 6:45 p.m., I heard a knock. My heart literally jumped. I thought, he's early, he's excited. I smiled, opened the door, and everything inside me sank. Lily stood there, mascara smudged, shirt inside out, 2 toddlers screaming in stereo. "Emily, please," she gasped. "I need you to keep them until tomorrow. I'm losing it. I can't do tonight." I stared at her, at my dress, at the kids, at everything spiraling out of my control. "I have a date," I said. "He'll be here any minute." She blinked like she genuinely didn't understand. "A date? You don't even date. Don't start now." The casual cruelty of that hit me harder than anything. "That's not for you to decide," I said. But she was already walking inside, already dumping the diaper bag on my couch, already placing the kids into my arms like I was the default option. "Em, don't make this difficult. I'm drowning. You're the only stable person in my life." Stable, responsible, reliable, the trap disguised as praise. My phone buzzed. "Dave. On my way." Then a toddler knocked over my water glass, and it splashed all over my dress. Cold, humiliating, final. And Lily didn't even look. Something inside me cracked. Not with sound, but with clarity. I texted Dave. "I'm so sorry. Something came up." He was understanding. I still felt like I'd failed myself. For years, I sacrificed everything for my family, and they never once noticed the cost. The next morning, Lily showed up like nothing happened. "Oh my God, thank you," she chirped. "You're such a natural mom." "Seriously, Em, you should have kids already. You're basically raising mine." She laughed. I didn't. Because in that moment, something inside me didn't hurt anymore. It hardened. Not anger, not bitterness, just the realization they weren't using me because they were bad. They were using me because I kept saying yes. And if I didn't draw a line, I would lose my entire life to their emergencies. On Monday morning, I made coffee, sat at my desk, and opened a blank spreadsheet. My hands shook, not from fear, but from adrenaline. Hourly rate, overnight rate, weekend premium, last-minute surcharge, cleaning fee, supply fee, cancellation fee, everything a real babysitter would charge. Then at the top, effective immediately, I offer childcare at the following rates. Please schedule in advance. Payment required upfront. I exported it as a PDF, sent it to Lily, Mom, and Dad in the family group chat. 5 seconds of silence. Then, Mom. Emily, what is this? Lily. You're charging me? Are you insane? Dad. Emmy, this seems unnecessary. Mom. You always helped before. Lily. This is abuse. How could you do this to me? Mom. You're tearing this family apart. I replied. I'm setting boundaries. Babysitting is work. I won't do it for free anymore. They didn't like that answer, but it was the truth. Lily called first. Em, please, I'm struggling. I can't pay a sitter. You know I need you. But I finally understood. Need isn't love. Desperation isn't entitlement. I'm not your safety net, I said. I love the kids, but I refuse to be your backup parent. She went silent. Then she exploded. You're cruel, selfish. What happened to you? Nothing happened. I just woke up. Mom called next, her voice dripping with disappointment. You're breaking this family. We raised you to be supportive. No, they raised me to sacrifice myself so Lily wouldn't have to grow up. Last was Dad. He didn't scold, he didn't guilt trip. He simply asked, Em, is this really what you want? And for the first time ever, I didn't hesitate. Yes. 2 days passed. Then my friend sent a photo. Lily, at a party, drink in hand, laughing. Caption, escaping the drama my sister is being crazy. She wasn't overwhelmed. She wasn't breaking down. She wasn't drowning. She was living her life after dumping the kids on me and lying to everyone. The sting wasn't the lie. It was realizing how easily she expected me to swallow it. I forwarded the screenshot to Mom. Mom replied, I didn't know. Of course she didn't. I never let myself break loudly enough for anyone to notice. That evening, my parents showed up at my apartment with Lily behind them. Not yelling, not furious, just serious. Emily, Mom said, please explain what's going on. For once, I didn't shrink. I didn't apologize. I opened my laptop, displayed screenshots, canceled plans, missed dates, last-minute babysitting, the hours of unpaid labor, the mental load chart I'd kept for months. It wasn't drama, it was data. Dad looked heartbroken. Mom looked stunned. Lily rolled her eyes. This is so dramatic. You're making me look awful. You lied about me, I said. You told people I was controlling your life. She threw her hands up. I was upset. I needed help. Why won't anyone help me? Dad spoke then, quiet, steady. Because you're an adult, Lily. And this is not Emily's responsibility. Her shock was immediate. For the first time in her life, someone told her no. The next week was silent. No emergency calls, no unexpected visits, no toddlers dumped at my door. Lily hired a sitter. Mom helped, but on a plan to schedule. Dad took accountability and stepped up. And I learned how it feels to breathe without guilt. I cooked, slept, read, drank coffee slowly, sat on my balcony, and let myself exist. Then, one night, Lily texted, Can you watch the kids on Saturday? I'll pay. And I'm sorry. I replied, Sure. Please send payment first. She did. Double my rate. Maybe guilt. Maybe respect. Either way, it was enough. People say family is unconditional. But unconditional doesn't mean sacrificing your identity to keep someone else comfortable. It doesn't mean carrying everyone until your back breaks. It doesn't mean giving until nothing is left of you. Boundaries don't destroy families. Denial does. Lily didn't need rescuing. She needed to grow. And I didn't need to be the strong one. I needed to be free. Sometimes the bravest thing you can do is finally choose yourself